Honk.
What is up, Cobra Kai Nation? We had a little bit of a technical difficulty there. Unfortunately, it said the video was unlisted, but we got that out of the way. Me and Susan were talking for like a good few minutes, but luckily I found that because I was like, where is everyone? Why is no one tuning in to see Susan? But here we are once again, back with Susan Gallagher. Again, like I said, it's such a pleasure to have you back on, and hope everything is good with you.
Yeah, it's great to be back. Very nice to see you and everybody. Yeah, I'm good. I've been busy during these crazy times and trying to stay healthy, and lots of COVID testing so I can work. And like I was telling you, I had just returned from Atlanta yesterday. I had been finishing a film in New Orleans. And my husband actually went with me because he loves New Orleans. I used to keep an apartment there when I was on a show years ago. And so we wrapped on that, and they flew from New Orleans to Atlanta, and we're looking at a condo in Atlanta that we just really love. So I needed to have him with me. And then we flew back to Orlando yesterday, and then I'm flying back to Atlanta tomorrow to begin COVID testing on a project that
busy.
It's huge, but I cannot talk about. But I'm so excited! I cannot wait to share with you guys. I will tell you that the character is she's more badass than Lynn, if you can believe that. So it's gonna. It's crazy. It's pretty crazy. So just say a prayer that I'm, healthy and I make it through all of the COVID testing. And I've got 2 additional projects after this one wraps in Atlanta, and then another little something back in New Orleans. So I'm gonna stay healthy. But I've never washed my hands so much in my whole life, and of course I wear my mask unless you're on set and everybody's been tested, and got my juice handy. And I was telling you earlier, my husband, he's got some health issues, so we're extra careful with him. And he keeps his juice in a little squirt thing, like an ink pen. You can buy them in ink pens now.
Oh, that's pretty smart.
So he just, we squirt everything, and I'm like the crazy lady spraying the hotel down and the airplane. But the airplanes are cleaner than I have ever seen them, so that's good. And I was telling you when we were in Atlanta, and that like 10 people came off the plane, and they're in these uniforms, and they have on gloves and masks, and it was the cleaning crew. And it just makes you feel so much better to see that the airlines are taking it so seriously, because I always worry about airplanes, but they are spotless. So far so good. So knocking on wood that I can stay healthy and make it through all these wonderful opportunities next month.
For sure. I mean, we're all going to be backing you. I'm sure you'll be fine with all the COVID testing and everything. Like, I mean, that's just a matter of protocol now, I understand. And even like with Cobra Kai, I know they're filming season 4 as we speak, and they've obviously doing it with all the COVID protocols. And I just really hope everything runs smoothly for you, and obviously everything going forward, because COVID's been such a pain in the ass, as you already know.
It has been so much. I really appreciate that.
No, you're welcome. So let's get into discussion with season 3. We were literally just talking just before the stream, like about, just season 3 generally being the best season yet, and just how it blew our minds with all the things that were going on. So like, just please like repeat what you were saying about your thoughts on this season.
Right. Well, I mean, Homeless Lynn was in 3 episodes in season 1. She was in the first, which I will always be honored to witness the first kick and punch of Johnny Lawrence and every year. So, I mean, that's a special moment. And then I was also in episode 3 and 5. So Lynn's in 3 episodes in season 1, but it doesn't matter. Season 3, even though I'm only in 1, I'm grateful for it. And season 3 is by far my favorite because of Allie's return, because I love a little bit of romance. And
it really did. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so awesome, because I just think that character, Allie with an I, is just an important part of this story, and was at the root of the rivalry between Johnny and Daniel. And And then Elizabeth Shue is such a talented actress and such a well loved. And I mean, I've loved her work forever. So just to see her in the mix with Ralph and Billy was, I mean, I'm sure it was surreal for them. We can only imagine what it was like for them. Because just for the audience, it's like, oh my God, they're back together, the three of them. And especially, with me being close to their age and stuff, it was just such a great, great, happy, but awkward moment. And I just thought it was the best. And then when Allie and Johnny got to spend the day together, and then they almost had this kiss, and she's going to kiss him too. And you're like, kiss. And then of course they don't.
Yeah, Carmen and Miguel, what is Johnny doing?
I mean, he'd already sealed the deal with Carmen, but he was going to kiss her if the phone hadn't rung. But I just thought that the big three, I don't think they could have done anything any better. You've just got these three men that are each one crazy talented, wonderful writers, very smart, strategic businessmen. And, it's triple, you've got the triple effect. And I think it shows. And the fact that they're such big fans and love these characters so much, I'm sure that bringing back Allie was a highlight for them too.
It was a very big highlight in, like, just not only for the sake of the character, but the nostalgia, like you were saying, Allie was very important to the Cry Kid storyline, and also to rejuvenate that like 80s feel of they really going back to the 80s. They got Shue back. Like I absolutely loved the way they brought Allie back, and it was, watching that scene with Johnny and Allie, you're like, oh, this could really change things. Like, is this the moment where things get a bit crazy, like if they kiss? But fortunately, Johnny really understood that, he can't leave that relationship he has with Carmen, because he has that relationship with Miguel, but then obviously Johnny really cared about Allie and he missed the hell out of her. But I like how Allie was also the bridge between Daniel and Johnny. Like they both were obviously had their issues with each other, but Allie was like, listen guys, you're a bunch of knuckleheads, you're the same, you just don't see it and you can't accept it. They were just like, okay, Allie pretty much knows the truth. Okay, she's telling the truth. But
she knew the lowdown, didn't she?
Right.
Yeah.
And I was just really, really happy in the way they included her character without it being forced or not giving her enough importance. And like you said, the writers did it in such a respectful and honorable way to her character. And I love it. I loved every moment of Shue coming back. And also even like with Kamiko and Chosen, I'm so glad they touched upon the first two Cry Kid films. I'm just so glad they brought them back. And I mean, this whole season has been very emotional and very action-packed. But when did you find out you were going to return as homeless Lynn for season 3? Like, when did you know about that?
I'm what you call a co-star. I'm not even a guest starring player. So they don't give me much notice. So you're just kind of holding your breath. I mean, you try to work hard and be a team player for the show and promote it. And, the fans have been so wonderful in embracing homeless Lynn and me and my other work. And I try to bring what I can to the character. And I love playing homeless Lynn. It's an absolute blast. And it's, it's an honor. And I'm so grateful to be part of something so special. The Karate Kid franchise and all the fans and everything that goes with that. And the Netflix move has just been remarkable. But no, I don't get any notice.
Wow.
Maybe, a few days. Oh, I know what it was. It's coming to me now. Thank you, Brain, for kicking in. I haven't been doing math, but not no. On another shoot in Miami. That's what it was, a Lifetime movie. And of course, I had zero notice. And so they called to see if I was available. And I wasn't, because I was already committed to another project. I was like, oh my gosh, because Cobra Kai, you know, obviously is my priority and my first love. And I just, I mean, fortunately, casting director for the Lifetime movie, Lori Wyman. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. She's a big casting director in the Southeast. And we've been friends. I mean, I've known her so long, over 30 years, that she's a dear, dear friend. And she sort of, you know, pulled it together and helped to work the whole thing out. And because normally if it's the same casting director for two different projects, it's easier. But then, you know, you have to have this one talk to that one and that one try to work out this one. Then I mean, there's a lot of moving pieces and a lot of hoops you got to jump through, and people don't have time to do that. So I was really doing some praying and some hoping, and it just worked out. And Cobra Kai was very gracious and worked with my schedule. So, I mean, I remember seeing Josh Hield on set. Yeah. Like, thank you so much for working with my schedule, because they could have just said, you know, kick that broad to the curb.
No mercy.
Well, anyway, but he did. He said, "Oh, we got to have homeless Lynn," and I was like, "Yay, guys! Thank you so much." And
no, I'm very happy that it worked out, because you never know. Like, obviously, me being that viewer and that consumer, you don't know if that character is going to come back, or if you're so certain with it all. And I'm always wondering, like, if we see this character again, like, we don't know the situation. Is it, if they're not included? Like, I think that happened. You remember Dutch in the original Karate Kid film?
Oh, of course. I keep thinking Dutch and something. Maybe that's a backstory of Lynn. There's been a theory out there that she and Dutch were together, and Dutch got her on drugs. They were living in Los Angeles, and she used to do acting, and he got her on drugs, and then he got busted, and prison, and she's out on the street. I mean, I've heard that numerous times.
Wow. I think it was literally like that with Chad McQueen. He had commitment to obviously McQueen Racing, and that's why they writ him out, as he's in Lompoc in prison. And I mean, I hope we see him back. But yeah, that's an interesting theory, that about Lynn and Dutch.
He's in prison. He could be my guy, but maybe bad boy Mike Barnes and Lynn are Tori's parents. How about that? I've heard that a million times.
You know what? I've always
seen Tori's mom. It could be a whole scam for all we know, right?
It could be, right?
Doubtful.
I'm just hoping. I mean, I remember last time we were discussing it. We were like, I was like, there's a lot of people thinking that homeless Lynn could actually become rich this season. And we were discussing it, and I'm like, okay, that didn't happen, but I'm just curious.
My favorite theory is, my personal favorite theory, and of course this is completely self-serving as an actor, but Lynn has this evil rich twin sister that comes back, and she appears to be this really charming, nice, wonderful lady, but really underneath she's evil. And that's one of the reasons that Lynn is the way she is. And then I could play two completely different characters. But a lot of people think that Lynn could be the Oracle, or like the gal in Sons of Anarchy. And I love that theory too, because I love the Matrix, both of them, and the Sons of Anarchy. But really, at the end of the day, Lynn provides a little comic relief for Johnny Lawrence, and I'm very happy doing that.
I just love how Lynn's always there in his life, and he's probably like, damn, this woman won't get away from me. Like, no matter where I go, I'm seeing Lynn. Am I seeing double?
Can't you be homeless somewhere else? But you know what? And I find this really interesting, the way that Billy Zabka has played Johnny, his attitude towards Lynn. He's not that mean to her, if you think about it. I mean, like, he tries to give her a job to employ this woman in the first season, spinning the sign. He's going to give her money. And of course, he steals his sign and uses it for her roof for some shade. And, and then the things that he says to her, I mean, he could be a lot more belligerent to this woman, but he's not. I mean, even when he says vulture, he gives me his soup. And he's like, vulture. And he gives me the soup almost like, here, Lynn.
I love that. I just love the way he's so like, he just really like, he's just so irreverent with Lynn. Like he just doesn't hold back, you know. But
Yeah.
he's really like, Lynn really brings out that like blunt, funny side to Johnny, and this is great when we have those moments.
It's like when she says, you know, when she's sitting on the curb and she's spinning the donut, and she says, "You taking me home with you, baby?" And he's like, "You wish." There's just a comfort and not a casualness. I guess the word would be just a comfortable energy between those two characters, and I think it's maybe because Lynn knows that he's not that far above her. And if that old boy doesn't watch it, he's going to be down in the gutter with her. So, you know, and maybe deep down he knows that he could end up with old Lynn down in that gutter if he doesn't, you know, lock it up and try to keep his life together a little bit.
Definitely. It'll be interesting to see where that, like, how Johnny pops up in the future, and I mean, even Lynn pops up in the future, and just to see it, like, where will be this time. Like, I'm very curious. Like, imagine if we see Lynn at the tournament. I mean, I remember you said that you, if I remember rightly, you said you were a black belt in, was it Taekwondo?
Taekwondo, yeah. Yeah, I was actually training for my second degree. But it's been 20 years. So, you know, if anybody's listening, if you got plans for Lynn to do that, give 3 months to get in shape, please. I'll start.
Yeah, you got the time.
Ron Thomas said he's going to open up a nonprofit, and Lynn's going to be his prize student, and maybe he'll get Cruz in there. So he said, "Start stretching, Lynn." I said, "Oh God, here we go." But yeah, I mean, there's no telling. But I will tell you this: I'm not going to tell you any details because I don't know if I can, and I never want to get in trouble.
Yeah, of course. No, I completely understand.
The scene in the soup kitchen, a lot of my stuff was cut. So there was a lot more to that scene. So somebody should be asking one of the big 3 in an interview, you know, were there any cut scenes or any footage that you weren't able to use for some reason or another? If I get the chance, deleted scenes,
I'm definitely going to be asking the big 3 about that.
You better buckle up. That's all I can tell you. If it comes out, you better buckle up, baby.
I will really like go, all right, this is it. This is the moment. but yeah, I mean, right. I would have liked to see more though. Like, because obviously, like you said, you're in more episodes in season 1, and and I even season 2. I feel like if we had like a little bit more from that scene, it would have really been more, just it just would have been more fun, wouldn't it?
Well, I think in season 2, I was supposed to have been in 2 different episodes. And then, you know, I did the first episode, which I think was episode 3 or 4. I can't even remember now. The one where she's spinning the donut and does the, you know, "You taking me home, baby," which that cat call is improv, and they kept it. That wasn't in the script. I just threw it in there, and they kept it. It was hilarious because they kept the camera on him. You didn't see my claw because I was actually clawing at him, but they kept them and it was hilarious.
Yeah, you just see him walking off to Creed.
Yeah. But then they went in a different direction. So I don't know if maybe, you know, they're not quite sure what to do with Lynn. But I'm just grateful that I've been in, you know, that I was in season 2 in 1 episode. I'm just grateful for whatever I get to you know, get a little bit of camera time. So
for sure. Right. So like literally in that scene where you're at the community center with Johnny, and then you see obviously Johnny's trying to get some food with Robbie, like, and you like cut him out. Was there any improv in this scene, or was that all
holding up the line? He was holding up the line, and she's hungry, Don't make me angry, or don't make me throw a shoe at you. She's hungry. She's ready to eat, and he's up there, meh, meh, meh.
But that's his son. That's his son he hasn't seen in so long. I mean, it's been a straight month.
She don't care. She's like, she would have thrown a shoe at him and hit him in the head, and she's probably a good shot too.
Oh man, honestly, that's
I can't believe I get to do this. It's so much.
I honestly, Susan, I honestly wish they written the script. All right, let's throw a shoe at Johnny. Like, imagine that. Like, it's getting really deep between him and Robbie. Shoe just comes flying.
And Robbie's having to pull Lynn's shoe out of the suit.
Oh my god. Oh, that. I mean, the thing is, though, I personally think this scene kind of took me more by surprise because I did not expect Lynn to be there. Like, I didn't even put two and two together. It's a community center. There might be people, you know, like homeless and like they can't afford, you know, a living, and that's why they'd go there. I didn't even put two and two together that Lynn would be there. So compared to the other scenes, like you can see Lynn in the background before, you know, you deliver your lines. But with this was just straight up like bang, like Lynn's right there, and you just like, yes, Lynn. And it had more impact for me, like in terms of the humor. So I found it even funnier.
I've not really talked to any of the fans about it that way, and yeah, I've never thought about that. So thank you for saying that. That it had more of an impact, and you didn't expect her, because I
really didn't. I didn't expect it. I think they definitely probably learned from the way they dealt with your scenes before, because I mean, I'm hoping they realize like we got to deliver Lynn in like a more like in that shocking, like surprising way, and they definitely did with your scene in season 3, and I think that was great because it was like it really took you, and it really took me. So I'm just glad they did it in that way rather than like, oh yeah, Lynn's coming. Like you just didn't expect
it again. Okay, well, yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, thanks for sharing.
No, you're welcome. So obviously this season's just been, like we were saying before, it's been very emotional. It's been a roller coaster, right? Like the reunion with Ali, the trip to Okinawa with Daniel, obviously trying to really connect with those memories he had with Miyagi, and obviously Kamiko and Chosen really give him that. What were your thoughts on that finale? I mean, obviously you saying about last time you love Marty Cove as well, and you love Priest and the character. Like, what were your thoughts on that epic ending of this season?
I just, that emoji where your head is like blowing off.
Yeah.
Well, that's the only way I can describe it, is like, I think that it had every element that you ever could want.
Right.
They check all the boxes, and it was so good. I mean, it was just such great TV. And I'll tell you this too, I think with the whole Netflix move, I'm so happy for everybody, and I'm really happy that the world gets to see what a great actor William Zabka really is. I mean, Ralph and Marty and everybody. I think the show is brilliantly cast, and everybody brings their A game and leaves it all on the field. But because of the writing for Billy's character and the different levels that he has been able to bring to Johnny Lawrence, I think it's Emmy worthy. I mean, I just think the guy has been brilliant, and I'm really happy for him.
For sure. Like we were saying last time, how it's I mean, William has, like, he's finally getting the recognition like he really deserved.
Exactly.
And he like you said, the range, the emotion, the way he plays his character, being really funny, being really aggressive, and then he just plays it all over the spectrum. It's amazing how an actor can go from this to that in such short time.
So hilarious. I mean, he is absolutely hilarious, and the writing for Johnny Lawrence is just spot on, but he can go to those different levels that it really is required and needed, and you know, carries a lot of the weight of the success of the show on his shoulders.
Right.
And I think he keeps perspective too. He seems to be very grounded, and he's, you know, all the guys are big family men, and they're focused and grateful. I mean, you know, they've been waiting over 30 years. And you know, he and Marty and Ralph Macchio, you gotta really take your hat off to those guys, because they have kept the Karate Kid franchise relevant and schlepping all over the place to these Comic-Cons all these years for fans.
Sure, yeah.
There obviously was still a big fan base. So I think that just that in itself shows how much these guys are all in and love being a part of this. So it's really it's such an honor to kind of witness it and to be part of it. And just the Netflix move, I think, has been such a blessing for everybody, because yeah, we did really well on YouTube, but you know, a lot of people didn't want to sign up for YouTube, and now that it's on Netflix, it's just like, you know, taking it to the next level, and it's getting the recognition that it deserves. And I think that the big three deserve, you know, really, oh my gosh. I mean, those guys are just brilliant, because there are a lot of talented writers, but when you throw in the fact that they have made some really wise business decisions, that has really been the icing on the cake, is that there's a lot of smart people involved, and you know, they're taking it in the right direction, and they're making the right choices.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like after season 3, it's just the stakes keep rising, and the show just keeps getting better and better and better. Like,
yeah.
You know, a lot of shows from experience as well, I'm guessing. You've seen they've been great, and then after like maybe the 4th, 5th season, it tends to go like, you can see it going in a completely different direction, and it kind of loses its spark. Cobra Kai is not given
out of writing or something.
Yeah, like these guys are so ahead of the game, and they clearly, I mean, they by the time they finish like season 5, they're probably already thinking season 6. Okay, knowing them, they've probably already got everything down, and I just love the preparation that goes throughout this show. It's so ahead of these other shows on Netflix, and like you were saying, I couldn't agree more. But the move to Netflix just really shows the gravity of this fan base and the impact this show has had on people. I mean, this show is not just, there's so many reasons to watch Cobra Kai. Like, you can watch it for that bit of humor, that entertainment. It's very deep, you know. You can learn a lot of life lessons in the way the dojos handle life. It's the reunions of Karate Kid. If you like that nostalgia, if you love your 80s, there's so much. There's so many reasons to watch Cobra Kai, but I'm just, like you say, I'm very glad that it's now on Netflix and it's getting this sort of recognition, because it's always been good. It's just, like you said, no one's going to go on YouTube and go, oh yeah, what shows are on YouTube? Like, I'm sure you or me have never gone like, yeah, let's check this out on YouTube.
Right. And it did great on YouTube. It did better than anything else on YouTube. But
pretty much.
It was just the perfect timing to make that move. And you know, they ran the first 3 Karate Kid movies on Netflix, kind of getting everybody geared up, and then to be able to have this in the can and release new material, new footage, which, you know, really people weren't doing on New Year's. I mean, it was just I thought it was really, really, really well done. And I just am so grateful to be part of it. I tell you, because I've been part of I've been a recurring character in several shows, television series, and one in particular that I really thought was going to go was called The In-Betweeners. I don't know if you're familiar with The In-Betweeners in the
Is that
UK.
Oh
the
my
boy,
God! The In-Betweeners
yeah,
with oh no way!
I was in the
I
US
absolutely love that show.
Betweeners, and we had a great cast. Brad Copeland was writing it, and Tika Waikiki. If you Google him, I mean, he's a Green Lantern, and he won everything last year.
Oh my
Yeah,
God! Yeah, he did
yeah,
Ragnarok. He's working on Full Thor. Oh my God!
yeah, and he directed our pilot, and it was shooting up at Universal Studios, which is less than an hour from my home in Central Florida, in Orlando. And I thought, well, this is it. This is my big break. I can still stay at home because the kids were still in high school, or I don't even, this was back in the 90s, so maybe they were even younger. But anyway, yeah, it was perfect because it was in my backyard. And
Wow.
we did one season, and then we got the big act, and we just all thought that it was going to go because these boys were so good. It was hilarious. And because it was such a success in the UK. I mean, they did the series and they did the feature films. And I mean, how many films have those guys done over there? So I just know not to get too excited about anything because, you just stay right here in reality. If you get too excited and you have your expectations way up here, then man, you're so disappointed. And I've just learned over the years that, you just take it in strides and be grateful for what you get and do your best. And then you just let it go. And if it's meant to be, it'll be. But Christine Scott Bennett is still a friend of mine. She played the mother of one of the boys. I played the mother of one of the boys. And, she's in LA, but she's moving to Atlanta. And we stay in touch. So, you have to look at these different experiences. I did not, it wasn't a huge success. It wasn't my big break, but I made some great friends and I got to work with some really talented people. And, this show so far has been fantastic. And, I'm grateful for it. I mean, did I ever think in a million years that I would have a fan base that where the role I play, I'm unrecognizable? No, but it's kind of fun. It's funny because people don't recognize me because Lynn looks so different. So it's almost a little more interesting.
It must be like I said last time. It blew me in mind like how different you and Lynn look. Like I honestly thought it was. I was like, is this definitely Lynn? Like, surely something's up here. Like, you're so healthy, you look so graceful and everything, and then you see Lynn is this scruffy woman that's just scraping up meth and burrito. It's like she's different.
A wild woman. She scares me. She does. Like, oh my God,
it's like the dark side of Susan, and then you're here right now. It's like
really are. She takes it over. I remember, I think it was maybe the second season when I first got on set, and I'm Lynn. I'm in her all full hair and makeup. And it's interesting because when you're sitting in that hair and makeup chair in the trailer, and you've got this huge mirror in front of you and these lights, and they start the transformation. And by the time they finish, because I'm filthy, I mean, she's got dirt makeup all over. I mean, down to image of my fingers, my nails, my body, my feet. And then, of course, they paint the teeth at the end, which is the icing on the cake. It's so easy to just slip into that grunge of her sassiness and those survival instincts that come out. And she's kind of cat-like and would claw your eyes out, and very resourceful. So I mean, it's been a great opportunity as an actor to be able to sink my teeth into a character like that. But what I was going to say is, I remember seeing Johnny Lawrence, and I don't know what was said, and I just said, "Listen," I said, no, it wasn't then. I think it was at a rap party when he actually saw what I looked like. And I just said, just a blanket I'm sorry for anything Lynn says or does.
Oh my God.
When he first met me, the way I really look, I was like, I just want you to know, for the record, she made me do it,
Lynn took over, like you said. Oh,
she's like, all right, I'm gonna get out of that gal's way, that broad. Woo!
It's funny because a lot of other cast members were telling me when they saw a Billy at the rap party that he was always so extra friendly with the fact, because obviously Johnny's so like straight up, and he has no, he doesn't stand for nonsense. He just says it out as it is. And I heard things like Billy was just like saying sorry if I was like too much and this and that. And just generally, like, I just love the humbleness, these guys have, Marty, Billy, and Ralph, as you were saying before. And I think that's one thing about the show I'll never forget is the way the cast and the crew are like on the same level. Like no one sees themselves above each other or under. It's like you're all together in this and you're all trying to produce something great. I love that. I think that's another reason why I love the show. But I hope we see you in season 4, Susan. I really do. And I'm sure all of us really do as well. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take some questions from the fans, because I see many, many questions. And obviously we'll take some video ones in as well so people can join us. So I'm going to post the link now. So if you guys have a question for Susan, which you definitely will, you can now ask it yourself. Just gonna be exciting.
You have to read it to me, or am I supposed to be looking for something?
Oh no. So basically what they'll do is they'll join the link like we did, and
good.
They'll basically ask you the question like as I've been interviewing you. So it's like really interactive. All right, cool. Okay, we've got one person already. Merchester, how's it going?
It's going well, cheers.
So what's your question for Susan?
How were you approached for your role in season 3?
How did I approach it? Well, I'm one of these that liked to prepare quite a bit beforehand. So I start a process of breaking down the scene and asking myself questions and sort of refreshing myself with the relationship between Johnny and Lynn, and maybe what has happened before Lynn's gotten there, like a moment before. And so, with that in mind, I felt that she was hungry and frustrated, and she's waiting in line, and maybe, she's with some of her friends or whatever, and this guy is holding up the line, and maybe we've walked for a long way. You never know. So I had a lot of different little backstories in my back pocket in case I needed to, on the fly, kind of switch it up, or if the big 3 wanted me to do things a different way. But because there is, Lynn is somewhat familiar with Johnny, there was an ease in the direction that I wanted to go with that scene. And it was just a new location. We had never seen Lynn and Johnny, or really Lynn, too far outside of the Mart. She did the one where she approached the girls, Moon, and the other girl, give me, open up and give me money. But she's always, that's her territory. That's her turf. Just like in the first episode when she says, "This is my Mart. You ain't got no point at my Mart." So she is very territorial, but she's out of her little mini Mart home base. But I mean, maybe she's been coming to this soup kitchen for a while. So maybe she feels territorial about that too. So I approach it with breaking down the scene, breaking down, looking at the character, who is all in this scene, where are we, what are we doing, what is my objective, which is she wants soup. I mean, everybody thinks that Lynn's got the hots for him so badly. everybody needs a little loving sometime, right? Even Lynn. But at the end of the day, she doesn't miss a meal, guys. I mean, you think about it. Oh, Lynn, and I've never seen anybody give her money yet, but she does not miss a meal. So I think that having the fact that she's hungry and probably hangry, that added an element of sassiness to the delivery. And then she had a little, after she'd had her bowl of soup, of course, she wants his too. You know, in the second part of that scene, it's later on in the episode when she looks over at him and then, you know, he says vulture and he gives it to her. You know, she got her way with him. So yeah, you over prepare and then go with the flow. That's sort of my motto, but I like to be very, very prepared and give it a lot of thought. And, you know, what if I did it this way and maybe that way? And so I love to get into it and play detective and think about a lot of different ways that Lynn could say it or what she could be thinking when she said it.
Well, that's a very good answer for you, Merchester. A lot of details there and everything.
Yeah.
Susan really gave you a good answer there.
Well, thank you for the question.
Yeah, it's a great question for sure. Merchester, thank you for coming on, man. Appreciate you trying to chime in and have a question. Susan absolutely
Thanks.
loved it.
And hope to see Susan in season 4.
Oh,
Sure.
thank you. Thanks.
Take care. Okay, we have Eric Lee from Cobra Kai family, as you may know already.
Eric, hi, Eric.
He wants to ask you, shout out to Cobra Kai family groups, great.
Yeah, for sure.
Was Goldilocks and Pretty Boy improv? I think we said about this.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. That was in the script. I mean, it sounds just like something that Lynn would throw out there, right? No, they wrote that for me to say. So it's not just me throwing in a little, you know, whatever with Lynn. You know, she can be very provocative, right? So they're going down that path with her. So no, they wrote that. But I think Goldilocks is just perfect and really funny. Yeah. And is he stalking me? You know, boy.
I love that. Eric, it's so good to see you on the stream, my friend. Oh, we have the one and only Helen. Helen, how's it going?
Eric.
I haven't met you yet. Welcome to CKN.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here. I'm Susan's personal stalker.
Honey, you
So what's your question for Susan?
My question for Susan is: when you're on set, you generally only work with sort of Williams Apka, but do you get to mingle with the rest of the cast members, or do you generally only see them at the end of the season for the after party type thing?
Right. You know, that first season, that first episode, of course, it was with Johnny Lawrence and Miguel. So I hung out with Miguel some that day, but that's the only time that I've been around him. So it's usually just Billy. Marty Cove was on set when Lynn is in season 2 when she's on the curb. And I think probably Helen has heard this. I know I haven't shared it too much, but after Lynn does the cat call and says, "Look at me, baby," I'm like, "Wow." He's like, "You wish." Then he had the exchange with Kreese, and then Kreese walks by Lynn, and I'm still sitting there on the curb with my fritters, and he says, "If he wants to go home, I will." Well, that was not a script. That was complete improv on Marty Cove's, you know, he came up with that, which I thought was brilliant on the fly. I don't think the camera was running. They all didn't keep it, but that was fun because I did not expect that at all. And that's the only exchange that Lynn and Crease have had. And it was just improv and wasn't in the script. And, I don't even think the camera was on, but that was a lot of fun. And then in season 3, Tanner, Robbie was there in that scene. So it was fun to be with Billy and Tanner. Yeah. So, but most of them I see, at the wrap party. And I really don't get to see the big 3 a whole lot because they're actually inside with the headsets on, looking at the monitor. They're not out there, with us. But I think in season 3, they were inside the soup kitchen. But usually at the march, they're in another location inside of the building looking at their monitors and stuff. So it's been so much fun. But usually with Billy, and we'll see, we'll see what direction if they want to keep bringing back All Homeless Land. But we'll keep our fingers crossed, right, Helen?
Oh yes, definitely. We need her back in season 4.
100%. Couldn't agree more. Helen, it's such a delight to meet you, and that was a great question for Susan.
Helen, thank you so
so
much.
Thank you. I'll see you again
Take
soon.
You definitely will be. See you later.
Yeah, she is.
That's great to see her.
Cool. You've not met
her?
Oh, she's so adorable.
Okay, so we have Ben Metello. Hey Ben, how's it going, man?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, Ben. How are ya?
Good. How are you, Susan?
I'm great. Nice to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm so happy to be on with you guys. So, I have 2 quick questions. One,
Sure.
Who would you say is your favorite character personally on the show?
My favorite character, I do love Johnny Lawrence, but I got to say it's Matt Berlingi's character, Lyle the pawn shop guy, because I love that kind of humor, that deadpan stuff, and I just think he knocks it out of the park. So Lyle the pawn shop guy, you got a shout out there, Matt.
I hope Matt's watching this, seeing that.
Yeah, if he's not, somebody will tell him, that I did. Yeah. He knows he is. I've told some of the big 3 that he is. He's one of my favorite characters. I think he's hilarious in the way he delivers those lines, and looks at Johnny like he's just an absolute idiot, and stuff. So who knows? Maybe Homeless Lynn frequents the pawn shop. You just never know, Ben. Never know what that old broad's doing in her off time, right?
Right.
Sure.
One more question. Do you have like a favorite line that you've said like in season 1, 2, or 3? Do you have a favorite line from Homeless Lynn?
And I don't know if you follow us on Facebook. The fans started the Cobra Kai's Homeless Lynn Facebook group, but we do all of these hashtags, and I mean you can even follow them on Instagram. They develop a life of their own, and we have hashtag I ain't gonna hurt you, give me money. But I think out of all the ones of the brilliant lines that the big 3 have written for this character, Homeless Lynn, to deliver it, I think you stalking me, pretty boy. I think from season 3, I just love that because it's almost like she's busting him because he's the last person that she thought she was going to see in the soup kitchen.
Right.
She's smarter than him. And she does know that if he doesn't watch it, he could end up in the gutter with her. So she's just, her suspicions have been confirmed that he ain't all that. I don't know who he thinks he is, but, look what we have here. You stalking me, pretty boy. So I think I've had more fun with that one just because it's hilarious and it kind of shocks him. And he's like, of course, but he doesn't say he doesn't respond in such a mean way. I mean, he could say it like, "Of course not." He should say
It
almost
sounds like
like,
he's hiding something. He's hiding an ultimative of what he's actually thinking about homeless Lynn.
Oh
he's
my
just not that mean to her, guys. Do you think? I mean, he could be so much nastier to her.
That's true.
I mean, Reese
Oh.
might say all the lines that Johnny's learned in a very different way. But I think the energy between Johnny and Lynn makes it interesting for the audience to watch because there's a natural kind of chemistry or something between those two characters.
Right. I love
Fun to watch. I'm so glad, Ben.
Wow. Well,
All right, Ben. Thank you for your questions, man.
Thank you,
It's
Ben.
great to see you on here again as well.
hope we see you in season 4, Susan.
Thank you, darling. Thanks, Ben.
Bye-bye. Care.
Bye.
Take care. All right, we'll probably take a few more. We have quite a few people. Oh, Raj, you are now live. What's up, man?
Hello, man.
Hi,
How
Raj.
are you? How are
Very
you guys?
good,
You guys are
very
good?
good.
Nice to meet you, Susan, finally.
Thanks so much. Nice to meet you, and thanks for coming on and being part of this.
My pleasure, my pleasure. So I want to ask you, you've had a pretty good role in Cobra Kai, and it's helping your career, you can say. It's a good role. And I was just wondering what steps have you taken like to finally reach this level? Like starting from all the way on the bottom of your career, right? Say back when you were a teenager, what did you do to reach to the top, What did you do? What steps did you take? What was your passion?
Thank you for that question. I'm not at the top yet, but I'm working on it, Raj.
You're working, yeah.
Yeah. Well, probably the last 10 years that I've gotten really, really serious about my acting after my kids were grown and everything. I was kind of stuck in a box that my agents and the casting directors and Hollywood had put you in. And it's just based off your type and your energy and the way you look. And I had been asking a couple of my agents to please submit me for more character type roles. And they just could not see me in those roles because they think you should look a certain way. So I really became proactive and started self-submitting myself several years ago for more character type roles. And I would do low budget films. I would do low budget short films, low budget indie films to be able to play either a drug addict or an alcoholic or a woman with Alzheimer's or a very dramatic piece or some crazy lady. I just started doing that and would work as a local hire, whatever I needed to do to build up my demo reel, my footage to show that, yeah, she can really do these different types of roles. Just like with Cobra Kai, a lot of you have heard that I self-submitted. My agent would have never submitted me for a homeless woman. I did it myself. I paid myself, and it just has worked out because I've been so proactive instead of waiting for somebody to give me opportunities and waiting for my agent to call. I just, done it myself.
Yeah, it's very inspiring,
Thanks. You can't wait for somebody else to give you a career.
Yeah,
roles
you
that
you take the shots yourself. Yeah, I get that. It's very cool, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you.
All right, Raj, that was a great question, man. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Shamun. Thank you, Susan. It's great to speak to you guys.
Thanks,
You're welcome.
Raj.
Take care.
Bye.
Awesome. Okay, we have Eagle Fighter. Hello, Eagle Fighter.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going?
Really
Good,
good, really good.
I have
Nice
a question. Oh, go ahead.
Nice to meet you, Eagle Fighter. Thanks for coming
Same
on.
here. I think I watched Cobra Kai 20 times already. My favorite part of the show has to be when you said, "Don't make me throw a shoe at you." Can you say that line again? I love that line when you say, "Don't make me throw a shoe at you."
Yeah. Hey.
I love that line.
Don't make me throw a shoe at you.
Oh, take it, you vulture.
My suit. That's
Was that
my
your question then?
Oh, yeah.
That was a good opportunity.
even
Oh, yeah.
hashtag my suit, guys. So we need to get that started. It used to be my mart. This is my mart. Don't be hustling.
Right.
My mart. So now it's my suit. And I am my favorite show of all time is Seinfeld. And of course,
Right.
no soup for you. So I love it.
Exactly.
Right.
Oh, it's iconic now. It's forever going to be known whenever you watch Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite show of all time is Cobra Kai.
Yeah. So
All
is
right,
that
Eagle Fighter, thank you for coming on, man. That's it's good to see you on it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right,
Thank you.
awesome. Take care of yourself.
You
Take
too.
care. Bye.
All right, I think we'll take one more person because we've had quite a few questions now. We have hope I say this right. Adayan? What name? Adayan? Hey, how's it going? Wait, are you there? I'm sorry, I can't hear your microphone very clear. What I'll do is I'll quickly remove them and add them back in. That might
Okay.
help.
We had a bad connection.
Yeah, probably. All right, let's try again. Adayan, you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Just about. What's your question for Susan?
Yeah, my question, she said that she was like,
So I didn't quite get that. It's hard to tell. If you want, type your question in, and then Susan can probably get it answered for you. Yeah, just type your question, and I can put it up.
Thanks for being here. We can't understand you. So type it. Yeah.
Just wait and see if they comment it. Hopefully they do.
Okay.
If not, we'll have to unfortunately go to the next person.
Sorry.
Yeah. Let's just wait. Let's give it a few seconds. If not, we'll have to get on the next person, unfortunately. Okay, sorry, Adayan. We'll have to come back to you just because of the connection. But I appreciate you joining and everything.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's go to Michael Franco, a regular of mine. Hey, Michael, how's it going?
Hey, Michael. Hi.
Hey, how's it going? All right, so
Yeah, great.
Did you
Thanks
ever?
for coming on.
Thank you. Were you ever casted with somebody else other than Lynn? When you agreed to the part? You
mean in Cobra Kai?
Maybe Amanda. Yeah, maybe Amanda.
No, I never even auditioned for anything but Homeless Lynn. So you guys, Michael, you guys remember this. If you ever hear me complaining about anything that Lynn is required to do or to say or to wear, you have my permission to say, no, Susan, this is what you wanted. You wanted to and so no complaining, no wishing that you were the pretty lady. No, I didn't. I really, when I saw the breakdown of this character on actorsaccess.com, which was the submission site that you can submit yourself on if you don't or you're not going through your agent. And I remember thinking, wow, I would love to play that part. And I knew that I wanted her to be sassy and somewhat provocative. I did not want her to be the typical victim-y kind of homeless woman. I wouldn't have been interested in playing it that way. And thankfully, they liked what I did. But no, I wanted Lynn.
What's your thoughts about you being an undercover cop, actually?
I love that. I love the fact that some of the fan theories think that I'm undercover anything, I think would be a blast. And I think that she has Lynn has the strength or the toughness or whatever, resourcefulness to pull that off. So I love the theory that maybe she's like the Oracle from the Matrix, or that she's undercover for Terry Silver. I love that theory. Wouldn't
that would be a big one.
Wouldn't that be cool, guys?
Really cool to see.
Yeah, I agree.
I was saying Lynn could easily be a deceiver for everyone. Like everyone could be expecting, like, you know, oh, it's just a homeless woman. Bang, Lynn's like actually the one that's been working undercover for, you know, like you said, Silver, maybe even Creed, who knows?
Yeah, who knows? But you know what I've decided, that this is what I say, that no matter how many great theories everybody comes up with and we have a great time talking about them, it's not going to even touch what the big three could come up with. Because their baby giving birth to this whole show and to Homeless Lynn. And so who knows? Or she just might be to be Lynn and provide some comic relief, which is very much needed in Johnny Lawrence's drama-filled life. So I'll do whatever they want me to do.
Thank you.
All right, Michael, thank you for coming on, man. It's a pleasure to have you on as always. That's a great question.
All right, got you.
Bye.
Thanks very much. So, Susan, should we take one more?
Sure, we'll take one more.
Okay, who have we got? Stephen Velos. You're our last one today. How's it going?
Hi, Stephen.
I'm doing good. How about you guys?
Yeah, very good, thank you. What's your question for Susan?
I saw season 2. You were one of my favorite characters. Because especially when you remember that jail part. I liked what John got you. Was it a pigeon? That part was probably the funniest part.
So what's your question?
Oh, sorry about that.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you so much for your kind words.
So, how did will you be in season 4?
You have to ask the 3.
Yeah, that's something we'll have to find out.
I'm hoping, because I love the character Lynn so much.
Stephen, we love you, and you have no idea how great that makes me feel. So it's very much appreciated.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your question, Stephen. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself.
Take care, Stephen.
All right. Well, that is a wrap on the live stream. Honestly, Susan, thank you for coming on again. I'm so glad to have spoken to you once again. And I really hope you enjoyed it this time.
Me too. It's so much fun. It's great to see you and great to see everybody. And thanks for being here and for loving Cobra Kai and Homeless Lynn.
For sure. If you guys want to see more interviews and videos like such, then please subscribe to the channel. Again, like I said, Susan, I really hope we see you in season 4. Thank you for coming on. And of course, good luck with everything going forward with your upcoming projects. And I know you're going to be very busy next few days. So yeah, I really hope you have a great week. And yeah.
Thank you so much. You take care.
You're
Everybody
welcome.
stay safe.
All right, awesome. Thanks, everyone. Take care.